What's going on, everybody? What's going on? So, first, I want to say thank you to everybody who's reached out to me during this gap between the series that I began and, checking up with me, calling me, texting me, emailing me, all of the above. I appreciate y'all tremendously. Now, I also want to say that this might sound like it's going to take a turn for the worse. You might be like, oh, but you're abandoning us once you hear this whole entire video. I'm not. I'm just figuring things out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm inviting y'all to um, lend your ear to hear how I'm going about doing so. So this video is about Saturn transiting Aquarius, in particular for Pisces people. So Pisces, this video is exclusively for you. However, those of you who are cross watching, you may be impacted by this, especially if you can sense what's going on where Pisces is in your chart. You understand what I'm saying? So for us Pisces, Saturn is inside of Aquarius under the solar chart. All right. So right now, Saturn is in Aquarius, and under the solar chart, Aquarius is the 12th house for Pisces, right? Because after Aquarius is Pisces, in the solar chart, Pisces is the first house for us. So the 12th house is about confidential information, isolation, and privacy, right? And the sign Aquarius rules over digital publishing. And the reason why I want to put emphasis on that to begin with is because I know people are wondering, where is he? What's he doing? What's going on? We need more videos, this, that, and the third. And I understand, I get it, right? That's why communication is key, because I feel sometimes like, all right, so look, let me break this down, right? I'm a Pisces, so spiritually serving is like right at the forefront of who I am, right? And now, natally, I have Pisces in the serving the earth sign of Virgo, or the house, not the sign, but the house of Virgo, which is the sixth house. So that's serving the earth, and that's serving spiritually. I'm all about that. You understand what I'm talking about? But at the same time, it's like I was having this conversation too behind the scenes, and I'm like, listen, I'm just not fulfilled right now with what I'm doing and how this is going. Now, mind you, I love every video that I pumped out regarding the dating series with the elements. I do. I truly adore them. Great quality, everything from beginning to end, right? At the same time, it's like something's nudging me and saying, this is great work. However, you doing too much, because I'm not fulfilled. Like, I just feel it inside of me. I'm not fulfilled, right? So I'm like, okay, I got to step to the side and figure this thing out. So I want to also say that this is not about views and, comments and subscribers and stuff like that. Now, I have taken notice of it. I'm not saying I haven't taken notice of it, because I have. Like, observing and analyzing what does happen when I pump these videos out. So I'm aware that the more videos I pumped out, the slower the views became. And I'm like, that's kind of odd, especially with such great content. But when you look at astrology, it gets different. So here I am, I've done so many readings for other people, natal charts, solar returns, the North Node readings for people, just killing them, right? And I've mentioned this to y'all before. I've yet to finish looking at my own chart, right? So I decided to look at my own chart for the answers, instead of just saying, hey, I'm pumping out all these videos. Why are the views slower than they've ever been, right? Why is the subscriber count just moving one person at a time, like the needle, and even losing some, like 4 or 5 at a time, right? So I started looking into my chart and the transits, and I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still figuring it out. And that is mainly because Saturn is inside of Aquarius. Now, and again, for us Pisces, that's in the 12th house. So Pisces that are listening, right? You may feel like you're doing more work on yourself now than you've done in a long time, maybe ever, right now. And at the same time, this is occurring in a sign, right? That's about connectivity, connecting everyone on the higher plane mentally, right? And here it is, you are perhaps isolating and feeling alone, and like feeling that, not only that feeling alone, but feeling you have to be alone right now to figure some stuff out, and you might not know exactly what it is, but you keep getting nudges on why it is that you have to go and do this, right? So that's what I've been experiencing lately, and I was telling you that through me not being fulfilled with how I was doing, or it's not what I was doing, but how it was being done. So one of the things I want to mention very briefly is that Jupiter is in Aquarius too, and it seems like every time I stopped publicizing videos, the subscriber count jumped, like jumped like significantly. You understand what I'm saying? So Jupiter is about expansion. So it's like sometimes the universe talks to you and says, listen, you're doing too much in this area. Look what you've done already. You're not even giving yourself enough credit for what you've done already, for how far you've come already. Let us help you. You know what I'm saying? Let us step in and keep the engines riveting in different areas of your life while you focus on something else. So that's the nudge I began getting, right? So again, here I am now isolating, doing more work on myself, and here he comes to talk about Saturn, the planet, right? So Saturn represents responsibility. It represents other things, but I want to start with responsibility. So I always break the word responsibility down in two words: response and ability. So when I get these nudges, I say, okay, let me look at the chart, let me look at the transits, and it's like, okay, like if someone was to say, hey, do a video on this, do a video on that. Again, I told you the nature of my soul. I'm a Pisces, right? And I'm in the 6th house, a Virgo house. So naturally, I want to jump up and say, yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And that would be my Mars planet taking action, right? And this is something that I figured out, and I'm doing some work on this behind the scenes as well on this video. I'll tell y'all about that at another time, though. But because, 12th house is about confidential information. So I'm not even telling people everything that I'm doing right now either. It's just really, but this is how it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? So, but to piggyback on what I was just saying, Mars in my natal chart is at 3 degrees, right? I'm going to tell y'all a little about myself right now. Because I'm getting back to my own natal chart. I've done everybody else's chart except mine, right? So Mars is at 3 degrees in my natal chart. So that's my action planet. That's my desires. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my energy level. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, I want to do something for y'all. Yeah. My soul tells me that, right? And then stuff like this is happening. And let me know in the comment section if this is happening with y'all too, Pisces. And this might be for any sign that's listening, because Saturn is in Aquarius. Aquarius rules over digital publishing, right? So, like, I'll do a video and I'll go to upload it, and then it'll say something like not connected to server. Or the upload, right, will be taking so long that I'll be calling my internet service provider, like, listen, is there a problem? Like, what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. And Saturn teaches lessons, right? You learn the hard way a lot of the times through Saturn. There's delays, restraints, obstacles in your way. And a lot of times people get frustrated. I'm gonna keep it on myself, right? I can get frustrated when something like that happens, right? Like, why this stupid thing ain't loading? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get this video out, and it's just like Saturn is teaching me something. Like, yo, pump the brakes. Not only because I need you to, but I got Saturn at 26 degrees in my natal chart. So naturally, Saturn has more authority than Mars in my natal chart. And all of you who have, your natal charts, you can do the same examination and figure out which planets in your natal chart has more authority over the others. Now, before you get into the free will conversation, right? Right? Like, oh, it's no excuses. You do what you want to do. Free will. The universe, God gave us free will. I hear you. However, what if I told you this? That you were uniquely made to be you because that's who you are. That is your celestial DNA. And if you believe that, would you go against your own self, your own blueprint to appease others, or what the outside looking in is thinking about? I don't really care about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told y'all I fucks with y'all. I got crazy love for y'all. At the same time, when it comes to me being me, I need to be me. So I'm not going against the better judgment and the natural DNA that I possess to, go out on a whim, should I say. I'm not really one for whims. Now, some people with Saturn also address things narrow-mindedly, pessimistically, and, with a negative tone sometimes. And it's, I'm one of those people sometimes. Like, I took one of those optimistic tests and I scored like a 55 to 60 on it. Because I just try to keep it as real as I possibly can, you know. And this is not a shot at people who are more upbeat and happy all the time. But you know, I like being me, and I feel when I'm being tugged in a way that is not necessarily mine. Now, mind you, I told you about the tug of war, though, my passion, because my passion is still in this. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I want to do a video for y'all, and I go to do it, and it says you can't upload it right now, or it takes 2 hours and 50 minutes. You ever try? See, if y'all don't have YouTube channels and stuff like that, y'all might not know, but yo, sometimes you try to upload a video and it says 6 hours and 15 minutes until it loads, and you're like, what? Like what? This is how I'm telling you how strong Saturn is in my chart, y'all. So now let's also talk about this. Venus is in my 8th house of occult practices, but even then, occult practices is 8th house. So here it is. I'm publicizing over 400 videos, and this is occult knowledge, and naturally, occult knowledge for me is in the 8th house. Not only that, my money planning is there. Venus is there, so I should be getting paid for this. Now, I know y'all are probably like, yo, it's not all about the money. Yes, you're right. It's not all about the money. I got a stellium in the 12th house. You think I don't know that? I do a whole lot of charity, but even that is a factor because the 12th house is also a secret house and confidential information. So here I am publicizing, again, confidential information, occult practices publicly on a repetitive basis. What do you think that's doing for me? It's going against my own celestial blueprint. Now, I'm not saying that this shouldn't have been done. This whole YouTube channel, this whole me talking about these things. No, I'm not saying that because I got a Gemini midhaven. You know what I'm saying? So I should be publishing things. I think my newer approach is going to be dropping videos that just toss ideas out like that. Now, mind you, I got a digital magazine called The Stellar Guide. The name of my firm is Private Investigation Enterprises. So that alone lets you know I'm gearing more towards the private sector than I am the public one. So instead of giving so much meat potatoes publicly on YouTube, I'll probably start doing it in a different type of way. And when that way is completely, I should say, not even completely, but underway in a way that's more efficient, of course, you guys will be the first to know. You know what I'm saying? I'll be more than happy to tell y'all because y'all rode the wave with me the entire way. So I know this could sound type selfish, right? And trust me though, I've given so much energy and so much of myself to dead situations and matters my mind knew better than my heart to even get into. So it's time I stop disregarding what's meant for me for the sake of others. Like, flat out, you know what I mean? It's only but so much you can give until you drawing from an empty cup and it's not replenished. You know, you can't let your heart just override everything that you got going on upstairs. You know, as above, so below. So again, also, you know, Pisces in the 6th house is my routine, my repetition, right? I'm supposed to be in film in the glamour world. You know what I mean? So that's what my soul is. You know, my North Node is in Leo, you know? So it's just like, I can't keep ignoring the signs. It's time to upgrade. It's time to, you know, to step it up a notch and go towards my North Node. Because no matter how much I jump around the zodiac wheel, I always end up getting tugged by my North Node again. And it's usually Saturn, who's the bad guy, that comes and throws the monkey wrench in everything that I'm doing and says, sit down, listen, learn. And everything is becoming a lesson. So once I've learned the struggle between Mars and Saturn, I've learned to mitigate my responses to being taught these lessons and these delays that have been coming in and learning from them instead of being frustrated because it just has no win, right? If you use your Mars energy for destruction, you know, and, you know, beefing and complaining and shit like that, like that doesn't produce, you know what I mean? And I know that just from when I first started doing astrology. So it's definitely good to be mindful of that. Pisces, I hope you guys are listening, guys and gals are listening to this because this pertains directly to you. And again, everybody who's cross-watching and trying to figure out maybe something Piscean about yourself, this will most likely apply to wherever Pisces is inside of your chart. So yeah, once again, Saturn is the planet of work, hard work. And when I tell you I'm working tremendous,